Okay, thanks very much, Ed. And yeah, I'm just going to cover a bit of sort of the areas that possibly have been left out or gaps, and what we've done over the last couple of years, and what we're continuing to do, and what we're looking to do potentially in Newport and Cardiff from our perspective. First of all, one thing we found in Wales, it's quite a unique aspect. So when we've been doing any work in Wales, what we quite like, it's got its own culture, it's got its own language. It's a very different way of working in any other parts of the UK. And that's helped us to a certain extent. We love the communities and working with the communities, and they've been very receptive in taking us and taking our technology. And if we have a business park or a local residential area, they all very much get together, work together to then sort of create the demand that allows us to go in and say, right, we'll help in a particular area. Obviously, in Wales, predominantly we're working with SMEs. 90% plus of the Welsh economy is SMEs. And I think that's obviously particularly relevant to the Super Connected Cities vouchers. It benefits those people to the vast majority of the economy. One thing we talk about the digital divide in terms of residential users, we also address it in the business world. We find that many small businesses in Wales haven't addressed and aren't taking up the technology that's being delivered. So it's something that works alongside with the demand stimulation to say it's all very well having the technology available, but we need to make sure that we're getting used to it. So we work very much on the basis of cost-effective delivery of services, so companies can actually afford to deliver them. Obviously, I mentioned the grants. There's a number of grants available. The Super Connected vouchers is what we're here today, and obviously grants up to £3,000 available. But there's obviously the BT Superfast coming rollout, which is quite well advanced now, and there are various local authority grants. So there's a big push and a big incentive to sort out the connectivity issue. Current situation, as I mentioned, Wales is probably poorly served more than anything else. It's quite a long way away. Most connectivity ends up in London and around London, the various exchanges. So we have to get the capacity and the bandwidth brought from London all the way out to South Wales. And there aren't many carriers. There's only a handful of Tier 1 carriers in South Wales, and there's a couple of Tier 2s unbundling one or two exchanges. So again, if you find that connectivity is fairly poor, it's because there isn't an awful lot of competition. So one of the things we have to battle with, and I know we're working on various things about bringing a links exchange to Cardiff and South Wales, which will help and benefit all cities. In terms of examples of things we've done, there's specific examples. One of the first projects we did was a residential project on St Brides in Wetlow, which is in Newport. And that was a project that we looked at. We were asked by a particular community to deliver broadband. The cost of running fibre there was actually very, very expensive, so we in the end used a microwave circuit to deliver the backhaul internet connectivity, unbundled the cabinet. The Maltings is a recent one we've done where we've done a fibre to the premise. That's based in Cardiff, and that's the kind of model that we're looking to bring to Newport as well, with business parks and various SMEs around Newport. So that's a particularly relevant one, and that's what we're looking to do in Newport. And the Monothepedia project is an interesting one in terms of it's the sort of thing you can do once you have the infrastructure. So I'll mention a bit about that. First of all, St Brides, very simple. You see a picture there. A couple of Ed's colleagues in their cabinet. Connecting up to our cabinet as well, which is very good. It's the one thing about using Openreach's network. It is available, it is accessible. So when it was saying about service providers working with Openreach, we are one of those partners. So we were able to put in and tap into that infrastructure, and again we provided the backhaul with a wireless connection. And there we're offering customers 70 megs plus sort of VDSL2 type technology. And I think the customers start out about 40, we're up to over 80 customers on that cabinet now. That's the kind of numbers I'm sure Ed would be very envious of, and he probably wishes the take-up on all his cabinets was that good. And that's the one thing, again, with the demand stimulation, we're finding that although the technology's there and it's being rolled out, it's one thing to get people on there and using the technology. So there's a lot of demand stimulation work that has to go alongside delivering the technology. So that's sort of the Brides model. Maltings and Cardiff, which we've just completed. We provide fibre to the premise there. At the moment we're offering speeds up to 1 gigabits per second as a broadband and ultra-fast broadband product. It is contended, it's not like a lease line, but we do have the option if somebody wanted to take lease line type services, we can deliver that. but the prices for the service start from £50 a month, so it becomes a very cost-effective service. And because we've delivered it with fibre, we don't have to worry about what speeds we can deliver in the future. And I know, again, BT, they came out with the announcement of they managed to get up to 1.4 terabits over fibre. So that's the kind of thing you see then. Once you put the investment in, once you put the fibre in the ground, you're not really going to need to revisit it again. So it's quite an important thing to us where it's cost effective and where there is demand, then running fibre to the premise is probably the ultimate in service provision. One of the quick, this is actually Voucher, the Voucher project, is quite interesting because it's how to use, what you do when you deliver superfast broadband, what you can use it for. And this was the first wiki town in the world, and they've got lots of replacements of the traditional blue plaques for historic buildings, because they've replaced them with similar blue plaques with QR codes. And the clever thing is, it recognises the language of your phone. So if you come over from France and you scan the QR code, it will take you to the French language version of that page. And they're covering about 120 different languages. So whereas they'd have to print lots of different brochures or any kind of material, now they've just got an electronic version. The problem was there was no 3G in the town, pretty much. It was fairly poor. The broadband wasn't exactly brilliant. So we had to go in and we put a new wireless backbone in and a new Wi-Fi network across the whole of the town. And that's what can happen if you've got that superfast product. It's been really successful. You've got retailers now putting their own QR codes in the window, and the whole system just connects and you can log in. And this is actually spreading. We're going to a number of other towns and other cities, so you can go into the National Insurance for Wales, for instance, and you don't have to reconnect to that wireless network. It will recognise that, for instance, you may have started out in Monmouth, but you won't have to type in usernames and passwords. It will automatically clear to that network. So that's spreading that network, and we're quite keen to demonstrate that. And I think I was just in a presentation with PhD Genie and Tom there, a really good presentation on retailing, for instance, and that's another classic case where you can use augmented reality or QR codes to use this technology, this super-fast technology that we're putting in. And in theory, in Newport, we should be covering all the hotspots. We should be covering, we'll do the info bits. You know, BT are doing most of it, 96% plus, and they're a long way through that rollout, and they're getting there quite quickly. But we've realised now it's a case of, well, the areas are coming, the coverage is coming, we'll fill in a few gaps, but now we need to concentrate on how we use that technology, because we are getting a low-cost, super-fast broadband coming in. So we really need to concentrate on that. So that's really all it is for me. So if anybody's got any questions, I don't know if we're doing Q&A, but I'll hand you back to...
Stay there.